Hi, this is me, Emily, also at INLA. I don't know how to start this video today. All I know is I'm having a difficult time. I did reach out to some people, called a friend, texted some people. I called 988, and I'm still having difficulties. I'm having trouble sleeping. I'm worried about just about everything. I feel like I'm losing my grip on things. I'm not able to cope much anymore. And I have to find a way. I just had a car accident recently. I got my car fixed, and I was able to get the price knocked down because of my financial hardship, and I wasn't really keen on going through insurance, so I paid out of pocket. I'm worried about my son. He and I are having some difficulties. I'm trying to help him. He doesn't want to stay in the group home. He's taking it out on me, and I'm trying to do what's best for him. I'm worried about the state of our country. I'm worried about the future of institutions that we rely on, IRS, the Social Security, the health care, Medicare, Medicaid for Matthew. Matthew and I both rely on Social Security and Medicare, and he also relies on Medicaid. I'm worried about the housing situation, treading water right now, and I'm afraid my real estate taxes are going to go through the roof if we have cuts in education funding. I'm worried about a lot of things that I have no control over, and I'm still recovering from my overdose. I still have those feelings that I fight, and this what's going on in Washington D.C. is not helping me. And people say stop watching the news. Yeah, I don't watch the news, and I still have these anxiety issues because I know what's going on. I can't just throw my phone away and turn the TV off and just think positive things. It's not going to work. I know what's happening, and it's worrisome. And I have to be proactive as to what my plans are. If I have to sell my house, I have to start figuring out when, where would we go, how we would deal with Matthew's situation at the group home. I'm worried about the future of Social Security that Matthew and I both rely on, our health care, Medicare. I'm worried for a lot of people that are suffering. I'm worried for people in Ukraine and Gaza and Israel. I heard about the little babies that were murdered, and the family that lost 2 children and the mother. It's terrible tragedy. The news is very hard to watch anymore. I'm worried about Ukraine. I did an album on Ukraine with 7 singles that I released, and made an album from them. And it's about my worries and concerns for that country and my observations. And I wrote poetry, and I also spoke at length after my poetry reciting in each single that is part of that album. Um, and I feel like we are at a difficult time in our country, in our lives. And I don't know, I'm like kind of not wanting to be here anymore. I already did attempt suicide, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it, other than I wish that I didn't survive it. And I'm kind of like wondering if I should do it. And I'm afraid that I'm going to hurt people and my son. But I'm not happy anymore. I feel like I'm just existing, and I'm watching my country fall apart. The only thing that keeps me going now is my cats and seeing my son. But we've had some struggles of late. Matthew is having difficulties, and he takes it out on me. I love Matthew, but he sometimes can be violent. And when I got into that car accident, I was very upset and emotional because it shouldn't have happened to begin with. And I got upset at the guy who was backing up and almost hit my car. And because of him, I went out of the lane and I hit the car that was in the right lane. And then he took off, but he was giving me a heartache when he kept backing up, and I got scared he's going to hit my car. I wound up hitting another car. And then Maddie got upset at me, and he hits me for no reason other than I was upset. So I'm taking a break from seeing him. I need to have my time. I need to just get away from all this stress and heartache and worry, and I don't know how I'm going to survive it. I really don't. I don't think I will, to be honest. And I'm not like trying to be the boy who cried wolf. I'm serious. I really don't feel like I want to be around. And, it's a choice. I've always wondered why my dad took his life, and sometimes I kind of realize why. I know my dad was living in pain, and he struggled, and he had a lot of sadness because he experienced a lot of tragedy. As an iron worker, he worked on the Verrazano Bridge, and he witnessed somebody fall to their death. And my father was in the middle of that, trying to save the guy, Gerard McKee. And he slipped through my father's hands. And another iron worker, Lloyd Leclerc, a Canadian Indian iron worker from Montreal, I believe, in Canada, Lloyd Leclerc came to my dad's rescue. He pulled my dad back, but my dad lived with survivor's guilt, and he started drinking. And my dad also experienced his father fell in a construction accident and became paralyzed, lived the rest of his life as a paraplegic. And then his brother, the same fate. He fell on a construction site and he also became a paraplegic. And it hurt my dad. It hurt all of us. It was very sad. And then my mom got very sick and she passed away in 1990, 50. And my dad was heartbroken. And then within a couple of months, my Uncle Donald, my father's brother, died. He was the one that fell and became a paraplegic. And he was heartbroken at my mother's funeral. And then he died. My mother's funeral is coming up on March 21st. She died of 1990. So that's 35 years now. And my dad sadly took his life on April 16, 2009, which is 16 years now, or will be. Those are tough times for me. And also I remember Virginia Tech shooting tragedy that happened 2 years before my father's suicide on April 16, 2007. And that's profound to me because I went to that school, studied mechanical engineering back in the early 1980s. And there are other things that I remember, like the Oklahoma City bombing that took place in April. And I don't know, it's just sad. And now what's happening in our country is very, very sad, heartbreaking, but it's also very angering and very, very upsetting to me. And sometimes I just don't want to live anymore. I just really don't. I feel like I'd rather die and be at peace and not have to witness this heartache. But I am worried for Matthew and for my family, my cats. And I just feel like I don't know anymore what's happening. I can't make sense of anything. And I don't know why we have to live like this. Why are there such rich people who don't care about society, don't care about helping people, don't care about medical research? They are allowing this country to just burn down. And I don't know why. I can't figure it out. Why? Why are these rich, elite people want to pillage America for their own greed and corruption while they sit back and watch all the people suffer? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And why would I want to live in a world, in my own country, that has so much hate and division? I don't want to be here to witness that. And it's not about being selfish. It's about just wanting to just escape it and not be here to see it happen. And I'm just feeling so depressed. You know, there was Jamie Raskin is a congressman from Maryland, and he's a constitutional lawyer, and he was involved in the commissions regarding the dictator. And he wasn't impeached. Twice he was, but he didn't get convicted. And that's why we are in this nightmare now. But Jamie Raskin's son, Tommy Raskin, was a Harvard law student. He was a tender soul, generous in spirit, kind, loved animals, just was a nice kid. And his parents and sisters were very proud of him. But Tommy was struggling with depression. And he was also struggling with the way the country was going, the direction. And sadly, Tommy Raskin took his life. I think he was 25, but I'm not quite sure. But I know he was young. And Jamie Raskin is a cancer survivor. And he's very strong in how he still goes on and represents his constituents and fights for America. He cares about our country, not like the Republicans who all fall in line under this dictator. And to me, I am very puzzled by what's going on. And I just can't understand why people voted for this. I am not talking to people who support this, who voted for this. I'm not able to have relations with people that support this because it's not healthy for me, given that I did attempt suicide and that I'm still struggling. It's not healthy for me to be around people like that who support this horror, this nightmare. I don't. And I feel threatened because I have a disability and I'm transgender, and I live in fear now, and I can't have a normal life, and I refuse to give in. I am the resistance. I will continue to be the resistance, but I'm also not doing well up here emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and physically. And at times I feel like I just want to die and just go to sleep and not have to worry anymore, because that's what I'm dealing with. And I can't even solve my own problems. And now I'm seeing the whole country fall apart. And the world is scared, seeing what's happening here. Like they're in shock. And I am a supporter of Ukraine. And I would stand by President Vladimir Zelensky. And I pray for him, for his country, for his people. I've done recordings in tribute to Ukraine, and I'm proud of that. I feel like that's my way of trying to help that situation. And now I'm trying to figure out what to do as far as our country is concerned, and trying to be there and be an activist. But I do not believe I can survive these 4 years. I don't know if I can even survive this year. I'm really having struggles, and I have to get through the tax season. But and I'm driving Uber, but I just don't feel like I'm able to cope anymore. And I'm worried for my son and my cats. Obviously, I love my cats and my family. And I have a house here in Long Island. It's a modest house. And it's expensive to live here. And what I'm afraid of is if they defund the public education, we are going to pay for it with our real estate tax going up. And I'm unable to bear that burden. I've even called my mortgage company to let them know that I'm very worried. And I don't know how I'm going to make it. I pray, that's all I can do. And I hope that things get better. I can talk for a long time, but I'm just going to talk about the same things. So I guess I'm going to just say goodnight. Thank you.